Short morning routine.
Good morning everyone. I've been asked for another 20-minute short workout. I'm hoping this will be 20 to 25 minutes. It's useful to fit in at any point during your day if you haven't got time to do a full class. It's quite a nice way to get your body moving in the morning. All of the exercises are suitable for everyone. If you do live with osteoporosis, there are a couple of variations which I will show you which make the exercises safe for you. If you have any questions, you can always message me or give me a ring. Just to make it clear, any exercises you do at home in your own time are at your own risk. I cannot be held liable for anything that happens while you are at home. Okay, hopefully if you do follow my instructions, you should be all good though. Right, so let's get moving. Starting with your heels together, toes apart. Weight slightly on the balls of your feet. Squeeze your heels together to wrap your seat, keeping your knees slightly soft. Zipping your abs up from your pelvic floor, drawing them in and up. Relax your shoulders down your back and stretch up through your crown. You might find everything's got a little bit too tight, so just relax slightly so you feel lengthened but you're not under tension. Take a big breath in, push your ribs out wide and exhale. And again, big breath in. Breathe it all out. Last one, big breath in and exhale. Okay, now get yourself safely down onto the floor. Make sure you've got a head cushion if you need one. If you want to come down in a fancy way, you can bring your arms up into Genie, one foot behind the other. Set yourself down and roll back into lying. Find your head cushion, have your legs bent, feet and knees hip width apart, and just take a moment to relax your shoulders and relax your spine. Have a couple of breaths, just melting down onto the mat. Just find your space. We're going to start with some pelvic rocks. So zipping your abs up, tipping your pelvis towards your chest and release it away. Remember, there's no lift. It's just a little rock. Putting that lower spine moving, so don't lift off. Scooping in to just rock your pelvis. Keeping your shoulders and neck relaxed. Relaxed breathing. Really zipping those deep abs in, pulling them together. Now we're going to grow this into a spine curl. So zipping your abs up, peeling your tailbone off the mat, coming up bone by bone to the lower tips of your shoulder blades, kind of where your bra strap is, and then roll it back down, one bone at a time. Breathing in as you peel yourself up. Exhaling as you lower back down. Make sure your neck and shoulders stay really relaxed. If you find they start getting tension in them, you might have come up too high. So just your lower spine up to your bra strap. It's not a big lift. It's much smaller than a glute bridge. It's a different exercise. Feel each of the vertebrae. Last one. And come all the way down. Ready for rib cage arms now. So float your arms to the ceiling. Keep your shoulders down on the mat. Hold a newspaper under the back of your armpit. So you're engaging the backs of your shoulders. You should feel your shoulders pull together and your chest open up. Stretching through your fingertips, scoop in your belly and stretch your arms overhead and lift to the ceiling. Your belly pulls in to keep your spine and ribs down on the mat and lift back up. You're not aiming for the floor with your fingers, you want to keep your arms long You have very flexible shoulders to reach the mat, which you might have, but make sure that spine doesn't move and your ribs don't move. Shoulders engaged at the back. They should be feeling the work. Last one. And then bring your arms down. So we're going to do the 100 today. Yay, I hear you all cry. But we're going to do it with your head down on the mat. I want you to really focus on your abs today. So you can either keep your feet down on the mat and do it pumping your arms, stretching your shoulders down your back. If you want a bigger challenge, go on, you know you want to. Bring your legs up into tabletop. Make sure your spine is still down on the mat. Knees are over your hips. Zip your abs up and then pump your arms. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep stretching through those fingers. Nice big breath. If it gets too much with your legs up, remember you can put them down. Keep pulling those legs, bellies in. Nice long breaths. Last 10. Last 5. And then bring your knees in if you want to have a little roll. And bring your feet down. Okay, sit yourselves up. And we're going to do a half roll back. Okay, so again, this is suitable for everybody. Just make sure you don't go back too far. The aim of this exercise is to get that lower spine moving, but you don't want to go too far. Hands are your brakes. They are on your shins. Bring your feet together. And you're going to pull your belly button back. Round it back. It's as if I'm coming at you with a pointy stick. Pushing your belly button away. You're pulling it away from my stick. And then sitting back up. Try and keep your chest open. I don't want this happening. So you want your chest open, pressing it back, and lifting back up. So as you can see, I can't go too far because my arms are stopping me. And make sure you get a really nice, after you pull back, really nice lift up tall, stretch it up. Breathe out as you roll back. Breathe in as you lift up. Last one. And lift up. Tall. Okay, so we're going to do the roll up next. So if you do live with osteoporosis, you can either carry on with these, or you can do the somewhat more challenging hinge back. Keeping your pelvis long. It's like you've got to pull up your spine, arms in front, lifting through your chest, you stretch back, keep your spine long, and lift up. Be aware, it is much harder coming up, do not make it too big. Okay, so that is if you live with osteoporosis, or you do have the option to this one. For roll up, everyone else, if you're someone that likes your cushion behind your back, tuck it in now. There you go. Arms in front, we'll build it up. Zip your abs up, tuck your tail under, roll back a little way. And then pull your belly back and stretch forward. Roll back a little further. Engage the backs of your shoulders. Hold your newspaper to keep giving you that extra push to lift you up. Engage your shoulders, pull your belly back and lift. If you want to go all the way back on this one, you can, or work back to your limit. Rolling back, bone by bone. Big stretch. Exhaling, peeling yourself up and stretch forward. Bone by bone, rolling down. Big breath in. Exhale, pull your abs back. Keep pulling them back to lift you up. 2 more. Keep those shoulders down. Last one. And I want everyone to finish in line down, so stretch it forward. Everybody finishing on your backs for one leg circle. Okay, bring your right knee in, stretch your left leg away down the mat, pressing away through your heel. Now this is ideally done with a straight leg. I can't do this with a straight leg, it doesn't suit my leg or my hip. So please feel free to have your leg bent if it feels better for you. Bring your right leg to the ceiling, so it should be up there. Mine doesn't like it, you can see it shakes like a leaf, so I do it with a bent leg. Working your inner thigh, zipping your abs up, that inner thigh draws your circle, it goes, cross down and around and stop. Circle around and pause. Scoop deep to keep you still. Cross and around and up. Last one, change direction. Out and stretch it across. Hips are still on the mat. Out and across and stop. Working deep in your joint. Last one. Bring your knee in, give it a stretch. And change legs. So reach your right leg down the mat, press your heel down your centre line. Bring your left knee in, stretch it off. And then bring your arms by your side, either lengthen your leg or you're keeping it bent. Scooping your belly in, we go. Cross down and around and stop. Scooping to keep you still. Cross down and around and stop. Arms anchored down on the mat. Last one, change direction. Out and across and stop. Out and across and pause. Scooping to keep you still. Cross and around and up. Last one. Bring your knee in, stretch it off. And then sit yourselves up. And we're going to get ready. No, don't sit down. We're going to get ready for the ab series. So starting with a single leg stretch. Reaching one leg away. Bring your other knee into your chest. So if you've got osteoporosis or a sore neck, do all of these with your head down on the mat. If not, do them in curl up. Strictly pose, tall through your crown, elbows wide. Zipping those abs up. Take your legs with you. If your head is down, I want your legs to the ceiling. If you're in your curl up, to the tips of your shoulders. And change legs. And change. Reach. And stretch. Pulling one knee in. Stretching the other leg away. Pulling your belly in. Keeping everything else still. Change. Change. Two more. Last one. Bring your knees in, rest your heads down if they're not down already. Okay, ready for your double leg stretch now. So zipping your abs up, curl up if you're curling up, knees in, tailbone is down. Make sure you haven't curled in too far. Tail down, hands on your shins. Get those heels squeezing together, belly's pulled in, heads to still. Stretch your arms and legs and circle it in. Stretch through your feet, in with your abs. Press it out, wrap your glutes, in with your abs. Stretch and in. Keep your spine still on the mat. If it's moving, lift your legs higher. Stretch and in. Two more. Last one. Bring it in, rest your heads down. Bring your feet down on the mat. Okay, we're going to do some knee folds now. So everybody's head down. You want your knees at a 90-degree angle, so your feet are not tucked up here. Should be roughly 90 degrees. I can't see mine, so I'm hoping. Shoulders are soft. Pulling your bellies in. Fold one knee up into tabletop and lower down. Fold the other knee and lower. So you're alternating legs, keeping your shoulders soft. Use those abs to pull in. Keep your spine down and control the movement of your legs. Nice deep breathing. Keep the foot on the mat. Make sure it's just not squashing the cream cake. It doesn't have to be lifted, but just to press it down. Again, soften those shoulders if they're starting to tense up. Last one each side. And bring your feet down. Okay. Next exercise is pond dipping. If you found knee folds hard, carry on with knee folds. If you find that you're starting to struggle with pond dipping, go back to the knee folds. This is a big exercise, really good for your pelvic floor, really good for your abdominal muscles. So, starting with both legs in tabletop, not in by your chest, in tabletop, knees over your hips, arms and shoulders completely relaxed, belly pulling in. Spine must stay on the floor. So note where it is, don't let it move as you dip one toe in the water and lift it up. And change legs. So if you find your spine wants to move, make it smaller so you don't have to reach the pond. We've had a lot of rain. Water levels are quite high. So if you're watching this in the drought summer, you're going to wonder what on earth I'm talking about. If you want to make it harder, you can stretch further down the mat. Keep those shoulders soft. Abs should be working like anything. Pulling your belly in. Last one. Ooh, bring those knees in. Okay, so I've got a little exercise now to work your oblique muscles. So again, this is safe for everybody. The easier version and the one recommended for those with osteoporosis is to keep your feet on the mat. If you want more of a challenge, you can do it with your legs in tabletop. It's the same movement. Arms come out wide, shoulders stay on the floor. Do not let them move. They're going to want to lift, trust me. Do not let them lift. Glue your legs together, super glue them up so your heels are glued, knees are glued. Belly pulls in, roll your hips over to one side and lift with your abs to the center. So if your feet are on the floor, one foot should always lift. The soles of your feet should stay next to each other. If you have your legs up in tabletop, again, glue those knees. It's a lot harder. Keep those shoulders down on the mat. Pulling your abs in. Exhale as you twist over. Inhale to pull it back to the middle. One more each side. Last one. And bring your knees to the center. You can have a roll on your back if it feels good. And then have a nice stretch out. Whatever stretch suits you, whether it's arms by your side, whether it's arms overhead. Just take a moment. Have a good stretch. Have a couple of big breaths. And then I want you to turn over onto your fronts for swan. So you can have your hands by your shoulders. Make sure your elbows are down on the mat. Or if it's more comfortable, you can have your elbows in line with your shoulders, hands up higher, more like the top of a rugby post. Okay, so pick the position that suits you. Head down on the mat. Heels drawing together. Pull your bellies in, make sure your tail is pushing away, it protects your spine. If your lower spine hurts, please stop doing this. Push that tail away, then lift your head, stretch up through your crown, and lengthen. Down, make sure you don't tip your head back and put creases in your neck. Belly in, lift your chest, reach your shoulders down. Lengthening forward onto the mat. Belly in, tail away, stretch through your crown, lengthening down. Last one. stretch your shoulders back, reach up through your crown, and lower. Down. Press yourself back, sitting in rest position, have a nice stretch. Pulling your belly away from your spine. And then bring yourselves up onto all fours for 4-point swimming. Now you know how I love to work your wrists, so make sure those hands are under your shoulders and the weight goes through your fingers as well as the palms of your hands. Knees under your shoulders, crown is long. Pull your belly in, stretch one arm and the opposite leg away, and then draw it back in. So you do not have to lift your foot off the mat. I want a stretch from your fingers to toes, so you can just slide your foot along the mat. If you want to lift it, make sure your hips stay down. Keep your favourite drink balancing on your spine so you are still. Now make sure your weight doesn't sink back off your hands. I know how much you want to pull those hands forward. One more each side. Last one. And bring it in and you get rewarded with a cat stretch. So pulling your belly up to the ceiling, let your head come in, tail under, stretch up. And then lifting your head, open your chest, lengthen your spine. Exhaling in cat and then breathe in as you lift your chest. Exhaling. Last one. And it's time for a little side kick series. So lying on your side, you can either have your hand behind your head, or if you're more comfortable, lie it out long. Okay, whichever one suits you, I want your legs on a slight bend at the hips towards the front of your mat. Hand in front to stabilise you, pulling your abs in so your body is still and strong. Okay, we want to get those hip joints working. Lift your top leg, hip height. It's not as high as you think. Double check yourself. We're going front and back. So we kick, stretch it back, reach it forward, lengthen back. So make sure the work is in your hip and that your body is as still as you can get it. 2 more. Last one. And lower your leg. Going up and down. Now again, keep it in the hip, keep your waist long, lift it up, twist, drag your heel down, lift it, twist it, drag it down. Make sure your heels meet each time. It's a straight up and a straight down. It's harder than it sounds. Last one. And little circles, soften your foot. Add your turn out so your toes are pointing up. Circle it round. Use your inner thigh, stretch that leg longer, reach it away. Change direction. Keep your waist pulled in so your body is long. And then bring that leg down. Okay, I'm going to mess with everyone's heads that knows my classes. I'm going to roll onto your back for a glute bridge. Woo, I hear you all say. So find your head cushion if you use one. And this time you want your feet, knees and thighs together. Heels drawing together, get those glutes wrapped. I want to feel them wake up, squeeze your heels, feel those glutes squeeze. Keep your weight slightly on your heels, zip your abs up, big breath in, lift your hips to the ceiling, and then lower down, straight back, lower it straight down. Ooh. Keep those glutes wrapped, lift it up, keep them wrapped, and lower it straight down, lift it up. Lower down. Do you think we can go a little quicker? We're going to lift and lower. Keep those glutes on. Keep the weight in your heels and lower. Lift and lower. 2 more, lift. Lower, those glutes should be working. Last one, and lower, down. Okay, side kick series on the other side. You have a choice. You can either just roll over and listen to me without having to watch, or if like me, you can spin around. Otherwise you won't have seen me. So, hand either behind your head or out long. Legs to the front of your mat. Make sure your belly's in. Get your feet stacked if you can. Hand in front. Front and back, lift your top leg. Hip height, watch those hips. And then kick, kick. Press it back. Reach it forward. Stretch behind. Keep your body still. Pulling your middle in. Kick, kick. Stretch it back. Last one. And back. Lower it down. Up and down in the joint. Lift. Twist. Press through your heel. Waist stays long. Stretch it down. Lift. Twist. Resist like through treacle. Lift. Twist. Stretch. Last one. Bring it down. So circles. Turn your toes to the ceiling. Soft foot. Inner thigh controls your circle. Think about drawing those circles with your inner thigh. And change direction. Stretching it out. Can you reach it even further? Lengthen that leg. And bring it down. Nice work. Very carefully. I want you to bring yourselves up into standing. And we're going to finish off with a standing mermaid. So I want you stood nice and tall with your feet hip width apart. Still feel like you're drawing your heels together to wake your glutes up. Zipping your abs up. Bring your arm up to your ear. You can lift your shoulder for this. Get it glued to your head. Big breath in. Exhale and reach over. Breathe in, pull your abs in, standing up. Exhale and stretch. Scoop yourself tall. You want to use those abs to really lift you back up each time. Lift your ribs, stretching over. Last one each side. Final stretch. And stand up tall. Bring your heels together. Spread your toes. Weight on the balls of your feet. Squeeze your heels and zip your abs. We're going to finish with a balance. Big breath in. Stretch up. Lift the heels off the mat if you can. And exhale. Press it back down. Only lift as far as you can, keeping control. Spread your weight to your little toes. Helps keep your heels together. Exhale and lower. Last one. Stretch it up. And press it down. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this little workout, and I'll see you all soon.